Good morning. Just give me a moment. Arpita has not yet joined. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll just start the class. Just give me a minute.
Good morning. Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning, Khushbu. Just give me a moment. I'll start the class. Good morning, Siddharth.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Okay. So we were at mutual fund. We were looking at mutual funds. We'll continue doing that. So yesterday we had seen the SID and SAI. What are SID and SAI? What are they? Siddharth, you remember what are SID and SAI? Siddharth, याद आया कुछ?
Ma'am, my LMS has blocked.
I'm not
Ma'am, my
remembering.
LMS has blocked, so I am unable to speak.
Your LMS
Hello.
is blocked.
Yes, ma'am.
That means-
SI about a
yes,
fund.
SI is SID is
Ma'am,
about the
SI,
fund. Yes, scheme information document.
फंड SI फंड करती है और SID स्कीम है.
स्कीम SID स्कीम है और SAI आपकी AMC के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन है. Okay? And both are part of your offer document. So this is a mandate by SEBI.
Hello.
Before an AMC comes out, yes, Divesh.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम.
गुड मॉर्निंग. आज राहुल कुमार क्या कहाँ है? राहुल कुमार की तबीयत ज्यादा खराब है क्या आज? अर्पिता, you are late in joining today. What happened? अर्पिता, आप लेट हो गई आज ज्वाइन करने में. लगता है लाइट नहीं आ रही है आपके यहाँ.
यस
Anyways.
मैम, मेरे यहाँ भी लाइट नहीं आ रही है.
Okay.
किसी और के गांव से मोबाइल रिचार्ज करा के आया हूँ मैम, किसी और गांव से.
अच्छा. गौरव, आपका कुछ इशू है, प्लीज आप अभिषेक से बात करके सॉर्ट आउट करिए ना उसको.
यस मैम.
गौरव, है ना? So yesterday we had seen that the SID has to be updated regularly. Whenever there is a change, it has to be updated in the SID, and the updated SID has to be posted on the website. So SID, so do you remember when it has to be updated? If it is a new fund offer, when will you update the SID? I had explained to you yesterday. When will you update the SID? Anyone?
मैम मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन अमाउंट जो एग्जिट और एंट्री हो.
नो, मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन कहाँ से आ गया यहाँ पे? अपडेशन कब होना चाहिए SID का? When should the SID be updated?
एग्जिट और एंट्री जब होता है, मतलब
नहीं सिद्धार्थ, इसका मतलब आप SID समझे ही नहीं है क्या है. एग्जिट और एंट्री कब होगा? एग्जिट और एंट्री तो होगा जब इन्वेस्टर ने एग्जिट किया होगा, मतलब इन्वेस्टर ने इन्वेस्ट किया होगा. SID से उसका क्या मतलब है? SID है क्या, पहले ये बताइए. व्हाट इज SID? Anyone else?
मैम ये मैम म्यूचुअल फंड जो स्कीम होता है उसका मैम जो डॉक्यूमेंट होते हैं वही SID और SAI करके जो.
यस, तो ऑफर डॉक्यूमेंट होता है. ऑफर डॉक्यूमेंट इज ऑफर मतलब you're offering to sell, तो उसमें what are the information about the fund and the AMC? So your offer document has a SID and a SAI. Yes, who's it, Arpita?
Ma'am, SID should be updated within 3 months. मतलब within every 3 months of the financial year.
Of the financial year. Good. And if it is the first time when it is to be updated?
Last end of 6 month means from 6
Within
month
3
मैम जो
months
लास्ट में जो होता है
So उसमें दो थे ना, like if the
जैसे जून
scheme
से
has-
सितंबर
नहीं
नहीं
if the NFO has come between April to September, it has to be updated by the next June. And if the issue has come between 1st September and March, then it has to be updated by the June, the year preceding the next financial year, if you remember that. तो हमने देखा था ना कि अगर 1st April 2020 से 30th April 2020 तक आया है तो जून 2021 तक अपडेट करना पड़ेगा, और अगर if the issue is from 1st of October 2020 to 31st of March 2021, then the updation has to be by June 2022. तो इसको समझने की थोड़ा सा कोशिश करो, याद रखने की कोशिश करो. I would suggest like Arpita is interested in taking the certification. So I have got the link for the study material. So I'll share it with Arpita by today. In case anybody is interested, please take it from Arpita and start preparing for your certification. So if you are certified, if you have the mutual fund distribution certificate, your employment chances also improve. Okay. So please work on it and try to understand. Okay, fine. And anyways, if you are working in a bank, they will expect you to sell these investment products. Okay. So the SID will also tell you where the investment is and what are the risks, and any disclosures which they want to make, which will affect the investors. So any material information for the investor, and it has to be presented complete, accurate, and not in misleading manner. Because scheme information document is the document on which the customer would rely or customer will refer without before investing. And the customer also cannot get back in case he has not understood something, or he has omitted something, because we have seen the principle of caveat emptor applies. That means buyer beware, and it has to be in simple language so that the customer understand everything in a clear, concise, and easy understandable manner. So also the scheme should not have a name or title which has deceptive or misleading. So for example, I say that it is a capital appreciation scheme and I invest in fixed income instrument. Is it a correct way to represent? No. Fixed income instrument is aiming to get fixed income or regular income for the customer rather than capital appreciation. So that is now how it should be mentioned in the SI. So scheme can be growth scheme, income scheme, balance scheme, and whether the scheme is open-ended, close-ended, or an interval fund. So I hope by now you will understand where the growth scheme would invest, where a growth scheme would invest. Devesh, if you can answer that. Correct. Where will income scheme invest in?
Fixed income instruments.
Fixed income. Balance scheme?
It would be a hybrid instrument consisting of equity and debt, fixed income instruments both.
Yes, so it will have more than one type of asset class.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is an open-ended scheme, Devesh? Open-ended scheme? Devesh, are you there? What is an open-ended scheme? Siddharth, you want to try?
Ma'am, anyone can take a scheme and can exit a scheme anytime.
Yes. So any scheme which allows the investors to enter to buy buy units and exit the mutual fund anytime he wants is an open-ended. Close-ended scheme.
Anyone cannot enter or exit the scheme anytime. There is
Yeah. That means
restriction.
there is no liquidity. Is there no liquidity in close-ended scheme because people can't exit? Is that so?
What, ma'am? Repeat.
My question is, we say a close-ended scheme. You said the people cannot enter and exit at their will. So does it not offer liquidity to the customer? Is there a liquidity problem in close-ended scheme?
No, ma'am. Liquidity is more in close.
Liquidity is more in close. Why do you say so?
नो लिक्विडिटी नहीं होगी इसमें.
Ma'am, liquidity will be less in the closed-ended scheme.
Okay.
Closed.
So why will people invest? There is no liquidity in the closed-ended funds.
Ma'am,
Is there
more
liquidity?
return.
I'm
Because
sorry,
मैम
what?
रिटर्न
But how liquidity is provided to the closed-ended funds? Yes, Arpita.
Ma'am, liquidity, we can't say that there is no liquidity at all. It is moderate, you can say. Because in the meantime, in the duration, there
All of you are missing the point. All of you are missing the point. Did we not see the
Ma'am.
schemes of the closed-ended funds have to be
Ma'am.
listed on the stock exchange?
Ma'am, if liquidity will be more than the return will be less. Means in
That is okay. But closed-ended fund doesn't mean that there is no liquidity. Did we not see that closed-ended funds are provide liquidity by listing on the stock exchange? Have we seen it or not?
we have seen them.
So you have to remember. You have to remember. That's why I say you must keep a pen and paper so that you write down. Once you write down, you remember. So open-ended funds can be bought and sold to the AMC anytime. Closed-ended funds obviously cannot be sold once they are bought until the the lock-in period. However, liquidity in closed-ended funds is provided by listing them in the stock exchange. And what about interval funds? Anybody wants to tell about interval funds? Rahul, you want to tell about
Ma'am, it is the
interval
combination.
fund?
Ma'am, it is the
खुशबू
combination of.
खुशबू मुझे
Sorry.
नहीं समझ में आता तुमको किस नाम से बुलाऊं मैं राहुल को बुला रही हूँ फिर भी तुम आंसर कर रही हो
Sorry, ma'am.
यस राहुल सॉरी नहीं सुना करो ना किसके नाम से बुला रहे हैं ना तुम्हें पता है वेरी गुड बट लेट द अदर पर्सन आल्सो ट्राई यस राहुल
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ क्या है इंटरवल फंड्स क्या है
मैम मिक्सचर होगा दोनों का.
मिक्सचर होगा दोनों का क्यों गेस वर्क चाहिए हमें हमने देखा नहीं है क्या डिड वी नॉट सी इट एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द टॉपिक
देखा है
करेक्ट
मैम.
हो करेक्ट है बट फिर हमको पता होना चाहिए ना वी शुड बी कॉन्फिडेंट यस इट इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ओपन एंडेड एंड क्लोज एंडेड सो इट बिहेव्स लाइक ओपन एंडेड
pre-decided
in some
time
period.
period होता है.
yes
Pre-decided time
but
period.
जब भी close correct but close ended है जिस टाइम में भी close ended है it should have the provision of being listed on the stock exchange so liquidity सब में है close ended में liquidity just give me a moment ओके सॉरी, ये वहीं से मतलब मार्टिकस से कॉल था, दैट्स व्हाई आई पिक्ड अप। एनीवेज ओके, तो ओपन एंडेड फंड्स होते हैं जो कि दे प्रोवाइड लिक्विडिटी बिकॉज दे कैन बी बॉट एंड सोल्ड बाय द एएमसी एनी टाइम। क्लोज एंडेड cannot be sold back to bought or sold back to the AMC after the NFO. However, they provide the liquidity is provided by listing them on the stock exchange, and interval funds are a combination of open-ended and close-ended funds. Okay. उसके अलावा the scheme also needs to tell about the summary of the scheme. What is the investment objective? What is the liquidity? So if it is an open-ended fund, then they'll have to also go give the date of reopening. If it's a closed-ended fund, then they'll have to stock exchange. Then benchmark. Benchmark क्या है? What is a benchmark?
Comparison.
Benchmark is the
Benchmarking,
unit by which we can compare
any
Standard.
yeah, return in which we can compare. So obviously equity instruments have to be compared with an equity benchmark. Debt instruments have to be compared with debt benchmark. However, the benchmark has to be clearly stated in the SID. So end of it, how will you compare your returns? Okay. Then what are the NAV disclosures? There has to be transparency in calculation of the NAV. Any loads. Loads is anything extra. So for example, I am buying a unit which is traded at 11 rupees. The NAV is 11 rupees. But if I'm entering, will I have to pay 11 rupees or anything extra? Anything extra which I pay is the load. However, SEBI has now removed the entry load. Some schemes might charge you exit load. Exit load means when you are selling your NAV back to the AMC, there can be a load. Then the minimum application amount. Now this amount can be different for SIPs, and this amount can also be different for lump sum investment. So that has to be mentioned. Also, what are the risk factors? Now risk factors would depend on the type of investments. So it can be trading volumes. अगर trading volumes कम है तो liquidity कम हो जाएगी. Settlement risk, liquidity risk, default risk. So whatever risk is associated with the mutual fund should be clearly disclosed in the scheme information document so that people can know it and make a informed decision. So we've been seeing it that the financial market or the financial system is there is a lot of risk in the financial system. However, we have to take informed risk, or we have to evaluate the risk before taking it. So all the kind of risk which are applicable or which can be relevant to the scheme should be disclosed. Also, they have to mention that past performance of sponsor AMC mutual fund does not guarantee future performance of the scheme. This we all know, past performance can definitely not guarantee the future performance because the stock market or the security market is very dynamic. It changes very often. So whatever has happened in the past, not necessarily it can be replicated in the future. So the scheme also, name of the scheme does not in any manner indicate the quality of the scheme or its future prospect and returns. The sponsor is not responsible or liable for any loss resulting from operation of the scheme beyond the initial contribution made by it towards setting up the fund. In case the AMC is coming up with a new mutual fund, then also they have to disclose that this is the first scheme they launched under its management. And obviously, they cannot guarantee or assure any return until you have a scheme which actually does so. So we've seen there are some schemes which work on capital preservation, for example. In that case, the fund manager can mention it in the SID. Otherwise, they cannot guarantee any kind of return. Even they cannot take guarantee of the principal. We all know that there can be a possibility of losing the principal as well. So that kind of guarantee cannot be extended to investors of the mutual fund. Now, there are two types of risks. One is systematic risk and other is unsystematic risk. Now, systematic risks are risks which are there for everyone. So, for example, the market fall. It is a fall. It is an unsystematic risk because it is associated to everyone. However, you might have unsystematic risk pertaining to that particular scheme. So, both kind of risks need to be mentioned. So, specific risk factors. If schemes are investing in equity, the SID should briefly describe risk associated with investment in equity. Then if it is investing in bonds, then all the risk associated with bond. So credit risk, prepayment risk, liquidity risk, और कोई रिस्क हो सकता है बॉन्ड्स में? और क्या क्या रिस्क देखे थे हमने फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटीज में? और कोई रिस्क देखे थे?
मैम इंटरेस्ट रेट
करेक्ट. एंड वन मोर,
Inflation risk.
inflation risk. So if also if the mutual fund is
Price risk.
yes, correct.
Ma'am, price
Which
risk.
risk? 5 risk.
मैम बॉन्ड प्राइस रिस्क बोल रहे हैं.
Yes, ma'am.
बॉन्ड प्राइस रिस्क. ओके. हाँ, तो वो इंटरेस्ट रिस्क से ही रिलेटेड होगा ना?
यस.
नाउ रिस्क एसोसिएटेड, अगर कोई फॉर एग्जांपल फॉरेन सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है तो यहाँ पे फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिस्क भी होगा. तो रिस्क एसोसिएटेड विद इन्वेस्टिंग इन फॉरेन सिक्योरिटीज इफ इट इज रेलिवेंट. Risk associated with investing in derivatives, agar if the scheme is investing in derivatives. A risk, 1 minute. Risk associated with investment in securitized debt. If the scheme invests in these instruments, risk associated with short selling and securities lending. So basically जहां भी इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं उससे रिलेटेड जो भी रिस्क है वो SID में होना चाहिए. And they also have a requirement of minimum investors. The scheme should have at least 20 investors and no single investors account for more than 20% of the corpus of the scheme. So this condition will be complied with immediately after the close of the NFO. So SEBI also puts a number to the minimum investors. And nobody can hold more than 25% of the scheme investment. So in case of non-fulfillment with the condition of 25% holding of a single investor on the date of allotment, the application to the extent of exposure in excess of stipulated 25% limit would be liable to be rejected and allotment would be effective only to extent of 25%. Basically, it means that nobody can hold more than 25%. No single person can hold more than 25% of the entire corpus. In case it is, then it has to be refunded. So whatever terminology is being used by the SID has to be defined in this section. So as we have seen, the language of the SID has to be simple to be understood by the investor. Also, the SID can give definitions explaining various terminology. Language and terminology used in the scheme information document shall be as provided in the regulation. Any new terms of use should be clearly defined. All terms shall be used uniformly throughout the text of the scheme information document. The term scheme shall be used uniformly to indicate the different scheme of a mutual fund. There also has to be due diligence. Due diligence means that they have taken all steps which are required to be taken under the law. So the AMC shall confirm that a due diligence certificate duly signed by the compliance officer, CEO, managing director, whole-time director, executive director of the asset management company has been submitted to SEBI. So it is not like they just provide the information. They also have to confirm that they have done it as per the statute or as per the guidelines provided by SEBI. And also that the disclosure made in this SID are true, fair, and adequate to enable the investor to make a well-informed decision regarding investment in the proposed scheme. Also, the intermediaries involved are registered with SEBI as their registration is valid as on date. So ये भी check करना पड़ेगा. So कौन-कौन सी intermediaries हो सकती हैं? Who are the intermediaries associated with the mutual funds?
Ma'am, it could be individual agents, and it could be.
I'm talking distributors. Distributors as one intermediary. What are the other intermediaries? What are the other intermediaries?
Custodian and registrars are also.
Custodians and registrars. Correct. So what is the type of scheme? Whether it is open-ended, close-ended, interval scheme, or equity, debt scheme, income scheme, liquid scheme, balanced, or ETF. So income liquid scheme कहाँ invest करेगी? Where does liquid scheme invest?
Money market.
Money market.
Invest in money market. So the scheme investment objectives and policies, including the type of securities in which they will invest, shall be clearly and concisely stated in the SID. Now, how will they allocate its assets? This one very common question. So what is asset allocation? So in the interview also sometimes, if you say you have, mutual fund, you have asked, you have got a certification of mutual fund. So this is one question which is often asked in the interview. What do you understand by asset allocation? So can somebody try answering this question? What is asset allocation? Yes, ma'am.
What are the assets first? And what are asset allocation? Yes, Arpita.
Asset are something that generates income for us. Yeah, for an entity. And about
for okay, correct. But what will be the assets for a mutual fund?
The asset.
Ma'am, commission or fees?
Commission and fees
Asset.
will be the assets.
No.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Then
different types of.
okay, hold on. Then what asset allocation would mean? What asset allocation would mean? Tell me then. So you're saying assets are the fees and commission. So what asset allocation would mean then?
Ma'am, dividing
And how
the
is it?
investment portfolio into different categories.
तो
कुछ भी
मेरे
बोलते हो,
को
बिना सोचे समझे.
Asset allocation
Asset
means
income होता है. When we have seen the balance sheet, are assets only income? For a bank, what are the assets?
For a bank,
loans are assets. Loans are assets.
Okay,
loan
Loans are-
interest.
loans are assets. Okay, when we were looking at the financial statement, I've given you two definitions of assets. So do you remember that definition of assets? What are the two ways you can define an asset?
Assets are usage of funds.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, which can convert into
Ma'am.
money.
Can
Yes.
we say investment? मतलब investments are assets. मतलब
Yes,
where they are
yes.
invested.
Mutual fund, when we talk about assets, these are the investment which the mutual fund has made. So what would be the asset allocation? Allocation would mean what?
asset allocation would define the pattern in which they have invested the
Correct.
money or invested the fund.
So this is the answer I was looking at. Arpita, where were you when you said assets are commission and fees? Just imagine what I would have gone through.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, ma'am.
मैम जो डिफरेंट एसेट कैटेगरी है मैम उसमें मैम जैसे स्टॉक बॉन्ड हो गया उसमें
तो आंसर देने से पहले सोचते नहीं हो. That is my question. So here तो I can't do anything, but in an interview, if you answer like this, you will just be rejected. You will not be selected. So please think before answering. How many times you've seen what assets are? Assets are not only income. Assets are also your usage of the fund. Right? No? So asset is not only, so also income will go into, owner's contribution. So finally it will become liability. That we have seen. So please remember, asset is also the usage of fund. Anything which has value or anything which is being done with the money you have collected. So mutual fund has collected money from various investors and then invested in different kind of asset classes. So what can so asset allocation, as Arpita rightly said, is the way the money collected is invested, or the different kind of investments which the mutual fund buys. So what are the different asset classes? Devesh, will you like to answer this?
Income.
Ma'am, various types of schemes like gold ETF and hybrid.
Khushbu, just listen to the question I've asked. What are different asset classes? I'm not asking what are different scheme. I'm asking what are different asset classes.
Stock,
Stocks,
bond,
bonds. Yes.
Commodity.
Equity.
Commodity. Equity or equity or derivatives.
Fixed income.
जहाँ भी foreign exchange भी हो सकता है, right? So asset allocation plan or asset allocation is how the money which you have, which is being collected through the scheme, would be invested, and a broad guideline on this should be given in the SID. Okay, so how will the scheme allocate its assets? So this includes asset allocation table given the broad classification of assets and indicative exposure level in percentage terms, specifying the risk profile. And this we had seen earlier as well. In case the scheme specifies primarily should invest at least 65% in that kind of security. So for example, it's an equity scheme. It has to at least invest 65% in equity. If it is a fixed income scheme, it has to invest at least 65% in fixed income. Okay? So that has to be an indicative allocation and the risk profile. So as I was telling you, international funds will also have, you will have to follow the RBI regulation as well. SEBI, because it is a mutual fund. However, if the investment is done in foreign exchange, the RBI would also be involved, because RBI is a regulator of income fund. So investment in overseas securities shall be made in accordance with requirements. Yes. Yes, Devesh. बताओ क्या हुआ?
मैम आपकी आवाज नहीं आया, ये क्वेश्चन था मेरा, ये इसमें ये एसेट्स एलोकेशन। हेलो, यस मैम।
मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है, मुझे आपकी आवाज आ रही है। आई कैन हियर यू देवेश।
मैम ये यूनिट इशू बाय आर, मैम यूनिट इशू बाय REIT एंड इन INVIT, मैम क्या चीज है, क्या होता है?
कहाँ पे वो देखा आपने?
मैम मैंने एक ICICI का एक डाउनलोड किया हुआ है, उस पे सारा कुछ दिया हुआ है।
वो तो रियल एस्टेट फंड्स है जो आप बोल रहे हैं, वो रियल एस्टेट फंड है। और दूसरा आपने क्या बोला?
यस मैम, ये INVIT।
INVIT नहीं, मुझे पूरा सेंटेंस पढ़ के बताइए तो प्रॉब्ली आई विल मेक आउट सेंस आउट ऑफ इट। नहीं समझ में आ रहा है। REIT तो रियल एस्टेट फंड्स है।
मैम इसमें दिया हुआ एसेट एलोकेशन पैटर्न, under normal
तो
circulation, the assets allocation of the scheme will be as follow. फिर इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक चार्ट बना हुआ है, उसमें दिया हुआ है इंस्ट्रूमेंट, फिर इंडिकेटिव एलोकेशन, परसेंट ऑफ टोटल एसेट्स, मैक्सिमम मिनिमम, रिस्क प्रोफाइल, हाई मीडियम लो, और उसके बाद फिर इंस्ट्रूमेंट में दिया हुआ मैम इक्विटी एंड इक्विटी रिलेटेड इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ कंपनी।
ये इस तरह का
क्या
चार्ट
मैम?
होगा ना, ये जो आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं इस
हाँ
तरह
हाँ,
का
यस
चार्ट
मैम,
होगा।
यस मैम,
इंस्ट्रूमेंट,
यस मैम।
हाँ, तो basically वो कहाँ कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करेंगे,
अच्छा,
ओके, इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ कहाँ करेंगे, दैट इज व्हाट इट इज टेलिंग। ठीक है,
यस मैम। एक इसमें और दिया मैम ADR GDR फॉरेन सिक्योरिटीज।
हाँ, तो मतलब ये फॉरेन सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे। एडीआर स्टैंड्स फॉर अमेरिकन डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट, जीडीआर स्टैंड फॉर ग्लोबल डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट। सो ग्लोबल डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट्स आर लिस्टेड ऑन द लक्जमबर्ग स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। तो मतलब ये
Yes, ma'am.
यूरोपियन है और एडीआर इज अमेरिकन। तो ये लोग फॉरेन फंड्स, फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट्स में भी इन्वेस्ट करेंगे। So
Okay.
basically it is telling you where the fund would invest. Okay. And then what are the investment strategies? Okay. So how does the fund manager try to control the risk? If he's investing in derivatives, then disclosure of various strategies would be there. Then portfolio turnover. Portfolio turnover is how many times he changes the securities in the portfolio. So which kind of portfolio is good? A high turnover portfolio or a medium turnover or a less turnover portfolio? What kind of portfolio is better for investment?
Higher.
high portfolio.
Again, हर चीज में पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव है। अगर हाफ पोर्टफोलियो होगा, yes, that
Both.
means it changes often.
मैम मीडियम में
दोनों का अपना अपना फायदा और नुकसान है। अगर अगर बहुत हाई टर्नओवर है, that means the fund manager is active and he's trying to maximize the return for the customer. However, if he is doing too much transaction, he also has to pay too much transaction fees. He has to the percentage of the transaction fees or the expenses would also increase. तो इसका ये एक शॉर्टफॉल है और रिस्क भी बढ़ जाएगा। और अगेन लोअर पोर्टफोलियो का है कि ऑब्वियसली चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, तो ही माइट नॉट बी एबल टू टेक द एडवांटेज ऑफ द मार्केट चेंजेस, बट द ट्रांजैक्शन वुड बी लो एंड द रिस्क वुड बी लो। सो दोनों चीजें देखना, मतलब देखना चाहिए कि पोर्टफोलियो टर्नओवर क्या पॉलिसी है। ओके, so the mutual fund should discuss investment strategy in the SID. In case अगर वो assured return की fund है, if the fund is promising a certain return, so then they will have to disclose how they plan to achieve it. Okay, so how many schemes have assured returns, their number and their corpus size, the justification as how the net worth and liquidity position of the guarantor would be adequate to meet the shortfall in these schemes, detailed of the scheme which did not pay assured return in the past and how the shortfall was met. So we've been talking about fundamental aspects, and the investor makes a decision based on the fundamental attributes, and any change in the fundamental attributes have to be informed to the investor. So fundamental attributes would include type of scheme, whether it's an open-ended, closed-ended, or interval scheme. Because if I'm looking for liquidity, I will go for open-ended scheme. If I want my fund to grow better, I might go for closed-ended scheme. Then what kind of scheme is it? It is sectoral fund, equity fund, balance fund, income fund, index fund, any other fund. What is the investment objective? Because these are the two things which help the customer decide whether he wants to invest in this particular scheme.
So this is has to be a fund, very important aspect for the investor: liquidity. What is the liquidity provisioning? Whether it will be listed, or it would be repurchased, or it could be redeemed. So how the investor can get his money back? What are the fees? Fees and expenses. These are also important. Why are the fees and expenses important? What will happen?
Ma'am,
Because
it would affect
the
the returns.
profit of investor.
Yes, it will affect the return of the investor. So you should know how much is the fee or how is the expenses charged. If the mutual fund is providing any safety net or guarantee, that should also be told in the SID. This we have seen is in case there is a change, it has to be informed to the investors, and an advertisement also should be given in one English newspaper having circulation nationwide, and one regional regional newspaper where the head office of the mutual fund is situated. And also exit option should be given to the unit holder to exit the scheme at the prevailing net asset value without exit load. यहाँ पे exit load नहीं लगेगा क्योंकि the fund is changing the fundamental attributes of the fund. The investor had invested looking at the fundamental attributes. Now you are changing the fundamental attributes. You cannot penalize the customer for leaving. If he wants to leave, he can leave without any exit load. So we've seen the benchmark has to be specified. So the name and the justification for use of benchmark index, with which the performance of the scheme can be compared with. Then who's a fund manager? Name, age, qualification, experience. The experience of fund manager should include at least 10 years experience, or also name of other scheme under his or her management. तो अगर किसी को फंड मैनेजर बनना है तो अपना CFA कर ले. Okay. So what are the investment restrictions? Where they can't invest, or what is the percentage till which they can invest? All that would be disclosed in your SID. So if it is a new scheme, then obviously this will not be applicable. However, if it is an existing scheme, then the fund manager also have to give how the scheme has performed in the past. So ये हमने देखा, these are some information required in the NFO open date, NFO close date, and NFO repurchase date. Minimum amount. Also, if you remember, when we were looking at IPO, there is a minimum amount, minimum subscription amount which the company should get. If it doesn't get that amount, then they will have to return the money to the investors, and therefore they go for underwriting. Similarly, in mutual fund also, they have to give the minimum target amount. If that money is not collected by them, they will have to return the money to the other investors. This is the minimum amount required to operate the scheme, and if this is not collected during the NFO period, then all investors would be refunded the amount invested without any return. However, if AMC fails to refund the amount within 6 weeks, they'll have to pay a interest of 15%, and the maximum amount. So maximum amount which can be collected during the NFO period is described by the AMC as well. So there are other plan options also, dividend growth bonuses. We will understand them a little bit later in the session. So what is the plan, whether it will be dividend or growth or bonus? Then how will the units be allotted? and what is the refund. So in case the fund is oversubscribed, that means more people, the fund has collected more money than the maximum amount, then they'll have to return the money. They will not be able to allocate the entire thing. So they have to refund it within 6 weeks, otherwise 15% interest is paid. So mention the procedure of allotment and dispatch of account statement and the time period. So the new fund, they can also mention about who can invest, indicative list, and you're requested to consult your financial advisor to ascertain whether the scheme is suitable to your risk profile. So this we have been seeing. There are many schemes available. Our scheme is not suited to all investors, so we have to look at the requirement of the investor and then select a scheme which has the similar objective as the scheme objective. So in the new fund offer, the registrar name, the name of the registrar and transfer agent has also to be provided. Similarly, collecting banker details, etc., should be provided. And how to apply. And in case it's a close-ended fund, then what about the listing? Mention, if applicable, the name of the stock exchange and time frame by which the listing would be done. So if you've seen, we have seen the open-ended funds. Open-ended funds have to mention the NFO open date and the NFO close date, along with the date of reopening. Whereas a close-ended scheme has to mention when it will be listed and which stock exchange it would be listed. Also, the facility available in through systematic investment, systematic transfer, or systematic withdrawal. So this would be valid only for open-ended mutual funds, because here again you can invest or transfer or withdraw anytime. So what is the policy regarding the issue of repurchase unit? Is there any load, including the maximum extent, the manner of reissue, the entity involved in the same? So anything which will affect the investor has to be mentioned in the SID. So even information about the ongoing offers, what is the exit load, entry load, for example. So what is the price you need to pay? So example I gave you, if the price which an investor has to pay can be different from the NAV if there is any exit load or entry load. Also, this is important, cut-off time for subscription. So as we've seen that the market fluctuates every day, and therefore your NAV will also change every day. Now, for the investor, it becomes important to know which days NAV would apply. Okay, so if I have given the request for redemption, that means I want to sell back my units and get money for it. Now, whether today's NAV would apply, or tomorrow's NAV would apply, or day after tomorrow NAV would apply, we do not know. Okay, so the SID should contain it. Usually, if if it is given before the cutoff time today, so for example, it is given before 3 o'clock today, so today's NAV would apply, the redemption request. Okay, and if the redemption request is given after 3 o'clock, next day's NAV should apply. So that should be mentioned. So this is just information I'm not explaining. You can read it. Okay. So however, SEBI has given timelines for paying out the dividend that we have seen, and redemption as well. So a person would usually redeem if he's in need of money. Okay, if he's in need of money, the AMC should ensure that the unit holder receives it as quickly as possible, but within 10, more than 10 working days from the date of redemption or repurchase. Also, like investment in a company, as the company law says that the company information on the company's balance sheet should be shared with the investors. Similarly, the mutual fund should also publish the complete statement of scheme portfolio within 1 month from the close of each half year. So they have to share it every half year by way of advertisement, at least in one national English daily and one regional newspaper in the language of the region where head office of the mutual fund is located. So ये हमने देखा है, कोई भी information share करना है तो one English newspaper, because that is the most common language used, and also in one regional newspaper where the AMC is registered. Mutual funds shall also make half-yearly disclosure of their unaudited financial results on their respective website in a user-friendly and downloadable format. So basically, as we've seen, transparency is advantage of investing in mutual funds. So SEBI prescribes a lot of information to be shared by the so I'm just quickly flipping through because there is nothing to explain here. It is only reading, so you can read it at your leisure. If there is no concept, only information, so which I'm omitting. Okay, now there can be various taxes on the mutual fund. Okay? So the taxes applicable should also be disclosed in the scheme information document. Okay, as we have seen, there can be two type of income. One is the income by dividend, or other can be capital gains or capital appreciation. Both have different tax treatment, and these tax percentage and the way it is treated keeps on changing with every budget. So you have to check the latest on taxation policy on capital gains and inform the customer. Okay, so even the taxes applicable should be informed, and as we have seen, taxes also have a repercussion on the total return of the customer. So taxation should also be clearly mentioned. So what is the tax on dividend for resident individual, for the mutual fund? What are capital gains? Now what are capital gains? Anybody can define capital gains?
Ma'am, capital
Profit.
gains are two types: valuation gains and realized gains.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. But what are capital gains?
When it is actually sold, when assets are actually sold, then it is realized
I'm
capital
asking you,
gain.
what is a capital gain? What will you? What is if somebody asks you what is a capital gain? How will you calculate it, or how will
Capital
you define?
gain may be short term.
Okay, it can be short term, it can be long term. Yes, but what is capital gain?
Ma'am, it is return. It is return.
It is
Profit.
not return. It is the profit. So change in
Profit.
value of the asset at which you bought it. So gain, as the name suggests, is the increase in the value of the asset. So it can be short term, it can be long term. Defined, handled differently for a debt instrument or for an equity instrument.
Ma'am,
But
raising fund.
yes, Rahul, what is it? Yeah, Rahul, you're saying something. Anyways. Then periodic disclosure like the investor service name, address, and telephone number, and contact number of the person who will take care of the investor queries and complaints. Also, this is very important, how the NAV would be calculated. Okay, so they have to describe briefly the policy of mutual fund with regards. What is this? So describe briefly the policy of mutual fund with regards computation of NAV of the scheme in accordance with SEBI regulations, rounding off policy for NAV as per applicable guidelines, and policy of computation of NAV in case of investment in foreign securities shall be disclosed. So NAV कैसे calculate होगी, that should be disclosed. So basically we know NAV would depend on the market value of the securities, but it would not exactly be the market value of the securities. By any reason, why? NAV would be linked to the market value. It will not be exactly the market value. Any reason? So if I've invested 100 rupees in the market, okay, and the present value is 120. So my capital gain is 120, or there can be a change.
Ma'am, due to inflation.
No.
Ma'am,
capital gain will be 20 rupees.
time value.
Capital
Time
gain is
value.
rupees, but no time value. NAV does not take into account time value. एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर होता है किसी भी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में, जब हम क्लास 6 से क्लास 7 में मूव करते हैं तो वैसे सम करते हैं. एक्सपेंसेस हैव अ रोल इन योर टोटल प्रॉफिट, नो. तो एक्सपेंसेस. दूसरी चीज है इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो आपका अगर डिविडेंड आया होगा तो ऐड होगा. तो इसीलिए your NAV would not be exactly the same as the market price. It would depend on the market price, but you will add any kind of dividend or gain you have received out of that security, and you will minus any kind of expense you have done in that security. Okay. So ये policy should be disclosed in the SID. और अगर foreign investments है तो कैसे आप क्या रेट लेंगे डॉलर कन्वर्जन का या euro conversion का, that also should be. So this is what we were talking about. So these expenses are incurred for the purpose of various activities related to NFO, and they have to be and they also have to be disclosed. So they cannot be charged to the scheme. So where will they pay it from should be disclosed. क्योंकि अगर ये स्कीम को चार्ज कर लेंगे तो अच्छा आपका जो टोटल NAV है तुरंत ही गिर जाएगा. इसलिए this would be has to be paid not from the corpus collected but from a different source. However, the fee would have some recurring expenses which have to be disclosed in the scheme income documents. So annual scheme recurring expenses. So there are fees and expenses for operating the scheme. This expense include investment management and advisory fees charged by the AMC, registrar and transfer agent fees, marketing and selling costs. So ये cost should be disclosed in the SID. Then load is the additional value which you have to pay. So load also should be disclosed. So load is the amount which is paid by the investor to subscribe to the unit or to redeem the unit from the scheme. This amount is used by AMC to pay commissions to the distributor and to take care of other marketing and selling expenses. Load amounts are variable and are subject to change from time to time. However, SEBI has restricted entry load or to be paid by the investors. Also, in case the SID or the AMC has any penalties, pending litigation or proceedings, that also should be mentioned in the SID. in case SEBI has taken some enforcement action or there has been any violation of SEBI laws, should be mentioned. So basically, whatever it is, whatever risk the investor has, should be clearly disclosed in your SID. So any pending materials, civil litigation, or any deficiency in the system should be mentioned in the SID. Okay. So coming to the quiz. NFO other than ELSS can be open for maximum how many days?
15 days.
15 days.
Yes.
Legally, SAI is a part of SID.
True.
Yes or no?
True.
True.
और दोनों मिला के क्या बनाते हैं?
Offer
SID और
document.
SAI किस?
Offer document.
Offer documents of mutual fund schemes are approved by SEBI.
True.
Yes, ma'am. True.
True.
Okay. अच्छा, एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म के साथ क्या अटैच होता है? SID, SAI या KIM?
KIM.
KIM.
KIM क्या है?
Key information.
Key information.
MS for
Key information.
memorandum. It is key information memorandum.
What is it?
Ma'am, it includes the important points of SID.
SID and SAI both. It's a
SAI. Combination of SID and SAI.
It's a summary of SID and SAI. Now let us look at distribution channels. So what do you understand by distribution channels?
Mediums through which distribution of mutual funds will take place in this case.
So ways an investor can buy a mutual fund. As we've seen, it can be an individual. Now, individual here again is acting as an a financial intermediary. So there would be some restrictions on him or some conditions to be fulfilled by him as well. So if we know Unit Trust of India, the oldest mutual fund in India, and LIC policies are distributed by individual agents. Okay. Also, government small savings scheme, fixed deposit, public issue of shares are directly or indirectly through individuals. So individual agents distribute units of Unit Trust of India, small savings scheme, fixed deposit. So now they can sell several insurance and mutual fund company since a lot of insurance company and mutual funds companies have commenced operation. They can sell a lot of these products. So the universe of investment products available for investors multiply. Investors are better informed about many products and their feature. तो आप लोग में से जिस चीज को नौकरी करने की चाह नहीं है, जिसको अपना बिजनेस करना है, तो ये बिजनेस भी आप कर सकते हैं और आपका नेटवर्क अच्छा है तो आप ये बिजनेस भी कर सकते हैं. कुछ सर्टिफिकेशन करने पड़ेंगे आपको, बट यू कैन स्टे इन योर ओन सिटी एंड यू कैन डू योर बिजनेस.
Ma'am, after job, I will do business.
After job, you will do business.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, अच्छा है ना. जॉब में सीखो और उसके बाद आप ये कर सकते हो, पर आपका नेटवर्क अच्छा होना चाहिए. आपका विदाउट नेटवर्क
Job में will during job will be building network.
हाँ, yes, your job can help you build network. हाँ, बट वो डिपेंड करेगा ना आप कहाँ जॉब कर रहे हो और कहाँ बिजनेस करना चाहते हो. इट इज द सेम सिटी, यस इट हेल्प यू. ओके, 1 minute, जस्ट गिव मी अ मोमेंट. आद्या, sorry. So internet and data mining software opened the door of newer ways of targeting investors, sharing information with them and putting through their transactions. And companies started offering products in more and more locations, thus increasing the pressure on the product manufacturer to agent sale level distribution architecture. A need was felt for newer format of distribution that could leverage on the ground above to generate much higher volumes in the market. So basically, अगर आप देखो, if somebody wants to sell their products, उनके पास क्या तरीके हैं? तो directly sell करें. Directly sell करने के advertising cost बहुत ज़्यादा है, office setup cost बहुत ज़्यादा है. The other thing is they can use the use individuals for doing it. So individuals, so for example, जो आपके स्पेशली छोटे शहरों में जो लोग थोड़े से इन्फ्लुएंशियल होते हैं, उनका नेटवर्क अच्छा होता है, and this network can also be used for distributing various financial instruments. Then you can have a institutional distribution channels. As we know, banks and other financial entities like NBFCs distribute these financial products. Brokerage firms and other distribution companies also widen their offering beyond company fixed deposit and public issue of shares. Okay, so you have an institutional channel for distributing wide spectrum of financial products. So this we have seen also in the working of the bank. We've seen to increase the fee-based income, banks have started to distribute mutual funds and other financial products. So banks who started viewing distribution of financial product as a key avenue to earn fee-based income while addressing the investment needs of the customer. So now bank also want to be one-stop shop. So where they can, one place the customer comes and he can take care of all of his requirement related with money. If he wants to save money, then he has a bank account. If he doesn't have that money, he can take a loan. If he wants to invest his money, the bank has investment options for the customer. And the bank also does this. This is also known as the agency business of the bank, where bank acts as agent for these financial products and earn some commission. So you can also become an independent financial advisor. तो उसके लिए आप CFP कर सकते हैं या फिर NISM का सर्टिफिकेट ले सकते हैं. Now all of you would be thinking, इतनी तो पढ़ाई हो नहीं रही है, रोज नया बताते रहते हैं, इतना तो पढ़ पा नहीं रहे हैं हम, कितनी पढ़ाई करें? 15 साल तो हमने कॉलेज में भी पढ़ाई की, फिर भी बताते रहते हैं पढ़ लो. Anyways, so you can do that. There is an opportunity of 1 minute. Becoming independent financial advisors who are individuals. The bigger IFAs operate with support staff who handles back office while they themselves focus on sales and client relationships. So ये आत्मनिर्भर भारत का एक initiative हो सकता है कि rather than looking for a job, you build up job opportunities. You become a financial advisor and then employ others to distribute it on your behalf. Okay. And you have also non-bank distributors such as brokerage, security distribution companies, and non-banking finance companies. You have bank as distributor. Also, now AMC have started exploring other channels. Post office and self-help groups are example of such alternate channels. And alternate channels on the roles of the company are responsible for such exploratory trust. Also, digital. Now, you can directly, investors can directly go and buy mutual funds. So digital channel is also one channel which is growing. So the internet gave us an opportunity to mutual funds to establish direct contact with investors. Direct transaction afforded scope of to optimize on the commission cost involved in distribution. A few professional distributors have rightly taken the path of value-added advice and excellent service level to hold on to their customers and develop new customers relationship. Many of them offer transactional support through their own website. A large mass of investors in the market need advice. The future of intermediaries lies in catering to their needs personally and through a team and to whom support of technology. So ऐसा नहीं है कि because the investor can go direct, invest directly in a mutual fund, all investors will invest directly, might not invest directly because they don't understand the financial market, or they don't understand the investments in such a detail. So intermediaries would be needed. However, individuals who understand financial terminology can invest through their digital channel as well. So stock exchanges are also are a channel for distribution, because closed-ended schemes are required to be listed on the stock exchange, and ETFs are bought and sold in the stock exchange, so they provide liquidity. SEBI has also facilitated buying and selling of mutual fund units through the stock exchange. Both NSE and BSE have developed mutual fund transaction engines for this purpose. So this is because a disproportionate share of mutual fund collection has tended to come from corporate and institutional investors rather than retail individuals, for whose benefit the mutual fund industry exists. So हमने देखा mutual fund is for retail investors. बाकी लोग तो अगर उनके पास ज़्यादा पैसा है, they can take risk. They have many other investment options. So इसकी वजह से SEBI has now facilitated buying and selling of mutual funds on the stock exchange, so that individual investors can also invest. Okay, so I've been giving you suggestion to become a distributor, but there are prerequisites. It's not that you can just become a distributor. For that, you'll have to apply to the fund. So a fund may appoint an individual, bank, non-banking finance company, or distribution company as a distributor. No SEBI permission is required before such appointment. However, SEBI prescribed a certifying examination, which is compulsory for anyone who wants to sell mutual funds, whether it's an individual financial advisor or an employee of a distributor or AMC, including investor relation teams and employees of call center. So that's why bank prefer people who have passed on the NISM certification, because this is a mandate by SEBI. So for example, I'm a very good salesperson, but I do not have, I'm not qualified for the exam of SEBI. I will not be, I cannot sell mutual fund. I will not be entitled to sell mutual fund. So passing of the certification is a prerequisite before becoming a distributor. So whether you are an individual distributor, or you work for an institutional distributor, or you work for the AMC, passing of the examination is mandatory. Also, AMFI has introduced the KYD. KYD क्या होगा? KYC तो हमने सुना था, KYD क्या है? क्यों? Anybody? KYD? What would be KYD?
Know your depositor.
No. Know your distributor. So AMC, when they are appointing a distributor, they have to know the distributor, क्योंकि यहाँ पे भी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का रिस्क, टैक्स इवेजन का रिस्क बहुत ज्यादा है. इसलिए AMFI has to know the distributor very well before appointing him as a distributor. So AMFI has introduced the KYD, or know your distributor process, to verify the correctness of information provided in the registration document and to be have verification on the ARN. ARN क्या है? कल हमने देखा था ARN. ARN is AMFI registration number. So this is provided to everyone who is registered with AMFI. So you have to get it before you become a distributor. So after passing the examination and completing KYD requirement, the next stage is to register with AMFI. On registration, AMFI would allot the AMFI registration number, or ARN. Empanelment with AMC, or enrollment as an agent of an empanelment distributor, is compulsory to be able to sell mutual fund schemes and earn the commission. Okay, so जो लोग को एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का कीड़ा काट रहा है, तो ये काम कर सकते हैं. Also, institutions have to also register. So institutions that are into distribution of mutual funds need to register with AMFI. Besides, all their employees who are selling mutual funds need to have an ARN. So you cannot sell mutual fund without passing the exam and without having the ARN. The employee will need to obtain an employee unique identification number from AMFI apart from the ARN. So if you are working for an institutional distributor, you have to have the ARN along with the AUIN. तो ARN तो आपको मिल जाएगा, उसके बाद आपको एम्प्लॉय यूनिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर भी लेना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज आपका जो कमीशन है वो सब इस पे आता है. So empanelment is not a problem. Empanelment is a simple process. There's a standardized form for empanelment, and where obviously you have to give your name, age, trade name, ARN, PAN, income tax category, name of and contact number of key people handling. So यहाँ पे अगर if you remember KYC जो हमने देखा था, अगर individual है तो यही चाहिए होगा, अगर institutional है तो ये भी चाहिए होगा, ये भी चाहिए होगा. Also bank detail and preference regarding direct credit of brokerage in the bank account. Also, before the empanelment, the application also needs to sign a declaration which provide correctness and completeness of information provided, commitment to keep all the transaction information confidential. So ये आपका this is a duty of confidentiality between you and the investor, and also between you and the AMC. So you cannot disclose कि AMC आपको कितना commission दे रही है. Okay? So commitment to abide by the instructions given, as also statutory code, guidelines and circulars. Also, you cannot issue any advertisements or publicity material other than provided by the AMC or approved by the AMC. Ensure that risk factors are mentioned along with performance and other related information. So as a distributor, all the information and documents that the AMC may ask for should be provided. Ensure all employees who are engaged in selling or marketing of mutual funds have an ARN. So अगर आपके पास ARN होगा या आप ने mutual fund का exam pass किया होगा, it will be easier for you to get an employment in the bank, because bank want to sell mutual funds, but only employees who have a valid ARN can do so. So they are looking for people who have a valid ARN. Also, the commission you are getting should not be rebated to the investor. So, you know, sir, ठीक है, आप इसमें invest करिए, I will give you 1% back because I'm getting 2.5% from the AMC. Cannot do that. So, the distributor should not rebate commission back to the investor to attract investor through temptation of rebate, gifts back, pass back on commission. So, power to the AMC to terminate the and the AMC would have power to terminate the empanelment at any time. So this is simple, no? ये हम सब लोग समझते हैं, जो LIC agent आपके घर पे आता है, what is it? LIC has empaneled him. If he is not adhering to the policies of LIC has the right to terminate. Similarly, if you are distributing mutual fund, you have tied up with the AMC, you have empaneled yourself with the AMC, you have to adhere with the guidelines of the AMC. So some AMC directly empanel only distributors who are likely to generate adequate business and request others to work under one or other empaneled distributors. So अगर आप बहुत कम business दे रहे हैं, maybe they will ask you to work with some other broker. At times, AMC link the level of commission to the volume generated. So higher the volume, probably higher would be your commission. In such cases, an agent might find it beneficial to work under an established distributor. So we have seen, various channels. So we'll look at channel management practice. So let's have a break here. So let's get back by 11:45. It's around 11:30. Let's get back by 11:45. In the meantime, if you have any questions on what we have seen till now, we have a couple of minutes or so. You can ask those questions, and then we will take a break and meet at 11:45. Yes,
Ma'am, I have a question regarding interview.
What?
मतलब mock interview which happened. Ma'am, I got 3 in matlab strength showing. So, matlab, what was that? What else I could do? I just wanted to ask. Matlab, it was 23. It is not so good. So, I wanted to know where else I can work.
Which is the best?
It is the best for here, not for the bank.
And also, let me tell you, I'm a little stringent in marking you because I do not want you to be overconfident.
Yeah.
I am your facilitator. I know you well because of my interaction with you, but the interviewer would not know you. Okay, so being a little stringent so that you don't become complacent. So don't worry, Arpita. There is nothing much you can do. You are doing well. But keep on doing the good work, and that's why I've marked you conservatively. I have not given very good marks. So for example, you and Khushbu both were very good in the domain, but still I've given 4. I have not given 5, right? So I've been conservative in marking you. Let me tell you this because I don't want you to be complacent, and also I don't know how interviewer would see you. So I know, and maybe my bias can also come every time I ask a question. You or Khushbu are the 2 people who are ready to reply. So I can also be biased. So I've been a little conservative in marking. So don't worry about it. In case I think some improvement is needed, I will tell you. So
Ma'am,
whatever you
ma'am, how can I improve my soft skills?
You have to improve your soft skills because Khushbu, when I interacted with you, I told you were dressed very casually. Your hair was all open. You were in a t-shirt. This is how not you sit for a mock for an interview. Okay, and I think
I was not already prepared for it, so that's why.
so that is what you need to prepare.
मैम
This is
मेरा
the
नंबर
feedback.
कितना है?
तुम्हारा नंबर आ जाएगा अभी. तुम्हारा नंबर अच्छा नहीं है, ये मैं पहले से बता दूं. तुम्हारा नंबर अच्छा नहीं है क्योंकि इतना कंफ्यूज राहुल और तुम इतना कंफ्यूज हो रहे थे, सब कुछ